Hello everybody and welcome back to INSANEBRIT Gaming. My name is VSDA and today we are going to be talking about the PS4 4K or 4.5, and this is my weekly news segment on my News Friday video, basically, where I do a video every single Friday. I haven't done one in the past 2 weeks because there's been not really a lot of news I wanted to talk about, but I do have a few things to address on the PlayStation 4 front, because apparently they are coming out with a new PlayStation 4, dubbed the PlayStation 4.5. A report reads, and I want to read this to you to give you a better understanding, and then I will give you my opinion along with a few other things as well that is going on. Okay, so the report says, if I can just bring it up here, Sony is working on a more powerful PlayStation 4, and it is true according to the Digital Foundry. The publication states that their independently verified published report on March 18th, which said the new version of the console will have an upgraded GPU. According to the site, Sony's R&D labs a prototype device, more than one source referred to as the PlayStation 4K. It continues, however, to explain that although the hardware offers more graphical processing power, it is not enough to deliver a robust 4K gaming experience. So if this new thing comes out, and supposedly having 4K, it's not going to have the full ability to run 4K at its maximum or at its best. So realistically, you're better off just going with a 4K monitor if you have a PC that can run that shit, or, you know, possibly a TV and what have you. You can get them for about $700-800 just to watch movies in 4K. As for gaming wise, I don't know how that illustrates. Of course, the console won't be able to support that. Well, the current gen, unless you buy this 4.5, whatever. Although the machine may be capable of playing the high definition media, some technical aspects of 4K gaming, such as high dynamic range, the hardware upgrade currently isn't significant enough to constitute a full step into 4K gaming. So you're going to have some kind of element of it, but it won't be the full experience. It goes on to speculate of 3 variable upgrades passed for the PS4. The first involves making tweaks to existing off-the-shelf hardware and to decrease the size of the console's microprocessor while increasing the power. So a smaller chip or whatever, and then more power anyway in it. This would leverage recent improvements AMD have made for the CPU and GPU technology. The second involves scaling up the existing PS4 chip and attaching some features that allow a select 4K features to be added on. The report notes that Sony must bear in mind potentially splitting the PS4 audience and developing resources. The final option is a slimmer PS4 that has been given a mirror boost of functionality. Take a look at the in-depth breakdown of these Digital Foundry reports here. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, the final part of this article says the idea of mid-generation hardware refresh has also been broached by Xbox One. Phil Spencer on March 1st said Microsoft is building towards a future where the Xbox will be upgradable. This would allow the company to increasing its power while retaining the capability with its older games instead of replacing the console with an entirely new device. Now, this is very interesting. I did speak about this in a vlog a few weeks ago. I'm sorry, about a month or two ago, actually. It's quite a while ago. So I was surprised it didn't get a lot more views than it did. Now this has cropped up, where I discussed basically is the PS4 becoming a PC. Now it seems to me that Xbox, being Microsoft as they are, and you know, that's at the forefront of computers everywhere with this console generation, they've already had in mind Xbox One. The whole principle for that was one in all, so you never had to replace it. It had everything. It was like the ultimate box kind of thing, TV, gaming, and what have you. So this kind of goes in past with all what's coming to light here, that they already kind of prepared for it, and it kind of makes a lot of sense. As I said, they are Microsoft, and you can upgrade and stuff like that. Now, there's 2 ways. Now, they're talking about this new PS4 coming out, or Xbox One, whatever, you know, upgrade. So a slightly better version. Okay, so the PS3 had about 7 or 8 years lifespan, which was the longest ever, and I was content with it. Up until the PS4 came out, or even when it was announced, I was happy with my PS3. I love my PS3. It was great. It was perfect. It was still working well. The graphics were fine. There was nothing really needed to be changed, etc., etc. The PS4 comes out anyway. I buy one, no doubt, on like the first week it came out, and I've loved it, not regretted it since, not looked back. It's been 3 years now, and I'm still, in my opinion, waiting for some epic kind of games to come out. There have been a few, but most of them are series of games, and there's nothing really keeping me going. Like next month, for example, there's nothing that I want that's coming out. Yes, there are games out, like Bloodborne, or not Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3 or whatever it is. Well, that's out this week, sorry. But for example, I haven't really bought anything this month, and there's nothing next month that I want in particular. So I seem to be going on this waiting list of just like waiting for things to potentially come out, and then they're coming out and they're being bad or shit or not like, you know what I mean? You wait forever, and so I don't know if, so it feels like they're talking about this already, and I feel like no, I don't want to upgrade to another console in like a year or two's time, and there's some, you know, really decent shit comes out. And you know, most kids ain't going to be able to afford £300 or £400 every few years. Well, I mean, technically it's nothing to most people, you know what I mean, over a course of time, you save up for it, but for a kid or in general, it's going to be a bit of a fucker. And, but you know what I mean, that's just what's going to happen essentially. Now the only thing, now that's one part they can do it, or the second part how they can do it is upgradable parts. So for example, like a PC, we go and buy the part and we fit it in ourselves, or hopefully they run a service where they basically do it for you and you just pay a certain fee for the parts. Like you can go into PC World right now and you can pay them a service fee, they do it, and then they charge you for the part, and then it's done, and you get it back. That's the way it could work, but I think that for Xbox One or PS4, I pretty much at this particular point, I don't see that happening just yet. And if it does, not in the first generation of 4.5 whatever consoles, if they do come out with it, they have an ability there, and then maybe you'll be able to customize later on yourself. But that's just one element of it. In my opinion, it's not gonna. It will. A lot of people will say, and I kind of agree here to a point. Is, well, why don't, I've heard a friend say, well, I've just switched to PC gaming. Makes a lot of sense. Why would I want to go buy a console when I personally have a nice PC here that can run Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain and beyond, you know, other games, and etc., in possibly or realistically better than the PS4. Yeah, I've got the PS4 version and the PC version. I haven't played the PC version. I got it free with my GTX 960. So I've got newer technology sitting there and I can play it there. But I prefer consoles because of the joypad. Yes, I have an Xbox 360 joypad as well. I can use it for that as well. But whatever, I'm a console gamer anyway, primarily. Hey, that's just me. So yeah, a lot of people say, well, we'll just switch to the PC because it makes a lot of sense. It's cheaper, or you have the hardware there to a point, etc., etc. However, there is an argument. There's one or two arguments here with that, and that is, well, do you have in your current PC the system to run the Metal Gear game or the new Uncharted coming out? Do you have it to even barely run it? I mean, look at Batman and what piece of shit that turned out to be. So you've got to think, the next generation, you know, you're going to have to, I mean, don't get me wrong, one-time investment, you could be good for 1 or 2 years, like with the next Titan X or something. You'll be pretty, you know, you'll be sold for a good 4 or 5 years, you'll be all right. But again, it'd be bigger than it'd be more expensive than the PS4, and it will last you 4 or 5 years anyway. Or, you know, it's going to be more expensive, 800 on average for that graphics card. Then you've got to get a new, what do you call it, motherboard and all that kind of stuff to run it, etc., etc. It's a lot of hassle there in respect. But another argument also with that is that, well, wait a minute, just because you've got a PC and the PS4 is going a little bit upgradable, etc., etc., what's going to keep you to play console? Well, virtually nothing, right? Wrong. What about Uncharted? When you want to play that Uncharted game, or an Xbox One game with Gears of War or Halo, that is going to keep you coming back to the consoles with exclusives. That is what is going to be hooked. So realistically, unless you're really fussy or you just don't care about the exclusives, which I highly doubt, because there are a lot of fanboys out there who do love them. I'm one of them. You know, you're going to keep on coming back to, you know, console gaming. And for the most part, you know, with parents, etc., you know, kids, it's more of a cheaper, affordable version, you know, instead of buying a nice new PC costing 800, they've spent 300, 400, and they will get the, you know, the PS4 or PS5, whatever you want to call it, you know what I mean, the next upgraded version. So that's about it for the PlayStation 4.5, at least. Let me know in the comment section what you think of that. Overall, my thoughts and opinions. There is another thing going on with the cross-platform. Now, if I can just switch here. So the Xbox One PS4 cross-network play, they've been talking about this recently, or Xbox One has been talking about it, and I've got to be honest with you, it's kind of funny to me. They want to do this with Rocket League. They want to have a first Xbox One or Xbox Live and PSN network come together where you can play Xbox One users versus PS4 users and play over a platform, you know, whatever, cross-platform, etc., etc. However, while they are implementing or they're talking about this, Sony's kind of cagey and have basically said, you know, well, we're open for it for developers and publishers and stuff like that. They did it with Final Fantasy in 2002, apparently, where they supported PC and PS2 cross-platform play, but they're not really saying it with Xbox One at this point. Now, in theory, the next generation could only mean a few things with that, and dare I say, advertisement stuff. So, for example, it would benefit, you know, advertisement stuff. They could come together and have, I don't know, the PS4 devs versus the Xbox One devs, or whatever kind of clans, or, you know, clan wars. This could be an esports thing where Xbox One users, representatives of Xbox One or Microsoft take on the Sony representatives. That'd be kind of cool, and lots of advertisement opportunities there for, you know, games in general. You know, a lot of games such as Halo and whatever, you know what I mean, Call of Duty. That is a possibility. They could do that. I don't know if they're talking about venturing it. To be honest with you, Sony don't need to do any of that. They're kicking the shit out of Xbox One right now, and they don't need to do anything. While they're gamer friendly and have been brilliant up until this point, I don't feel the need for them to even go into it. I feel the Xbox One, based on the fact that they've only got a few games out on it. If I bought one right now, I'll be playing Gears of War. I will be playing Halo, and maybe Quantum Break. After that, I ain't touching it. I ain't touching my Xbox One, because everything, primarily, I'm a PS4 gamer anyway. I would buy on PS4, my friends are on there, and I wouldn't really feel the need to go and play the Xbox One. I have a friend who's got an Xbox One. It's gathering dust as well. Chaos, he's got one. He just is sitting there gathering dust. I want one just to play the Gears series, but after that, I more or less don't really care for it, to be honest with you, and that's just a reality. So there's no real need for Sony to come together with Xbox One. They can just let it go the way it is. Then even if they did come together, they've already got the exclusives anyway, so they'd still be beating the shit out of Xbox One. Just, you know, it doesn't make logical sense for them to join. On another hand as well, oh damn, I was going to say something, I can't think what it was. Basically, I think Xbox or Microsoft have a defeatist attitude right now. If you can't beat them, join them. And I think Sony's in a very powerful position right now to say, nah, fuck it, we don't want to, we don't have to. By the way, Uncharted, next story is Uncharted: A Thief's End, or whatever, has been delayed till like April. Not going to say anything on it. I'm sick and tired of talking about it, to be honest with you. Fucking games getting delayed like shit. Two pieces of news that I want to talk about now, just small bits. The Batman vs Superman movie basically has been getting critical reviews. Now, it's out this Friday in the UK. I haven't seen it. I won't be seeing it, just because I don't want to pay the money then and then buy it again anyway. Now, apparently, I'm not going to go into too much detail or anything. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen anybody criticize. Well, haven't seen big YouTubers. They've got videos about criticizing it or talking about it. I haven't even watched that, and I won't be. I want to see it myself and then judge. But apparently, a lot of the people are saying that now some big YouTubers and stuff have said, oh, basically, that I like some parts of it and I hated other parts of it, etc., etc. So it's getting mixed reviews on it. What I would say, oh yeah, and the big thing, apparently from fanboys, I don't know, I'm not too sure, but a lot of people said there isn't enough humour in it, comedy aspect of it. Why would you want comedy in one of potentially the greatest movies or comings together of all time, like Batman vs Superman? Now, I'm a Batman fanboy, I admit that all day long. Not that I don't like Superman, because I got the Man of Steel movie and I loved it, but why the fuck would you want more comedy in comic book movies or movies in general, where they're always trying to appear to the family audience? Oh, come and see this, there's no violence, there's lots of comedy. That's fucking bullshit. I have lived, there's been a generation of people from the 90s where movies were good, like Predator and shit, where movies would come out rated 18 plus, you know, that kind of thing, and you had to be 18 to see these movies. From that aspect, right, and I've seen the best part from then to about 15 years of fucking rated 15 to get more teenagers into the fucking pictures or the movies, you know what I mean? I don't want to see more comedy family bullshit. You know what I mean? Who wants that crap? We want violence. We want, you know, aggression. We want passion. We want seriousness. You know, there is one piece of comedy in there that I saw in the trailer, and I thought was kind of funny, and that was fine. It was simple. It was when Wonder Woman showed up, Batman looked at Superman and said, "Was she with you?" I thought she was with you. You know what I mean? That's fine. But who wants to see more family-friendly bullshit to go see with the little toddlers in? You know what I mean? Come on, get real. I don't understand why, you know, why you're telling Hollywood we want a dumbed-down version of it. That doesn't make sense. Fuck that shit. An R-rated version of Deadpool came out, and it's been a highly successful movie. They're already talking about #2, and, you know, it's made hundreds of millions. Anyway, speaking of which, enough of my rant on Batman vs Superman, but I will say one thing. If you have seen the movie in the theatre, that is basically a normal version of it when they were making it. They've actually, the Blu-ray version is called Batman vs Superman Ultimate Edition. That is an R-rated version. When you buy it, go pick up the Ultimate Edition. You'll get the R-rated version of the movie. They were making it, saw Deadpool, and was like, damn, that's pretty fucking solid. That's made loads of money on the R-rated version. We can't really do anything now with it, but on the Blu-ray version, let's put the make it an Ultimate Edition and make it R-rated, and that is what I'm going to be picking up, so I'll get the full experience of it. So when you go to the movie theaters, I can only assume you're only getting a part of it, and then when you pick up the Blu-ray version, you're going to get a better version of it, and that's what I recommend everybody do. Anyway, on the last piece of news I'm going to be talking about, Rockstar classic Bully and Manhunt has arrived on PS4. I remember the controversy in England where Manhunt was actually banned, and they were like, oh, you can't do this, it's much violence. It was bullshit. And ever since whatever else has come out, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. The Call of Duties, all the blood, the gore, you know, horror games, and all kinds of other fucking scary-ass games that come out. Manhunt, you know, has snuck under the radar once more and come back. And compared to today's standards, I know it's violent still, but at the same time, it's I don't think people are going to bat an eyelid. And even then, it's only a HD version, and it is on the PSN store in the UK. If you're in the USA, I don't think you get it, unfortunately, at least not right now. And also Bully. Bully is coming out. Now, nationally, he's known as Bully, but it's called a shit name, if I can remember it. You remember the guy going around. Hold on, if I can find out the name of it. Candid Can something or other it's called. If I can find the name here. I don't think I will be able to find the name right here on this article. It is here though, I know it is. Anyway, it's ranging for £12. Yeah, £11.99. It boasts 1080p rendering, and it has trophies as well. Share, play, remote, activity feeds, second screen support as well. Yeah, it's called Canis Canem Edit, or Dog Eats Dog. What a load of shit. I don't understand why they called it that. But also nationwide we called it Bully as well. Anyway, guys, that's it for this week's damn 18 minutes. That's it for this week's news video, or News Friday. Please give me a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And check out my Far Cry Primal gameplay. That's already being released. I haven't finished just yet. I'm hoping to finish it at least by next week. Jesus Christ, it's been going on for 2 or 3 weeks now. And follow me on Facebook. I'll leave that in the link in the description below. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.